Group working to make schools safer gathered at the State House today as multiple school districts are investigating a string of threats. Their goal is to bring awareness to every part of school safety, from responsible gun ownership to cybersecurity. Our Andrew Fancher breaks down what they're asking legislators to do.
A relatively young Coalition for Safer Schools gathered at the State House this morning with one message for legislators, and that is to make school safety a top priority this legislative session.
This isn't a partisan issue. This isn't anything other than a common sense South Carolina issue.
The South Carolina Coalition for Safer Schools is comprised of 10 associations, which they say represents 30,000 people across the state. The coalition says a recent wave of school threats and violence has prompted a number of school bills introduced with a focus of keeping children safe.
And we need help, psychologists, counselors, all the way down.
This morning's press conference was attended by Republican Representative Doug Gillum and Democratic Representative Jermaine Johnson, two elected officials sponsoring school safety legislation. One bill introduced this session includes the installation of a Center for School Safety and Targeted Violence under the purview of SLED.
Did you know that in South Carolina it is not against the law to leave your gun unsecured anywhere that you wanted to put it?
Another bill could establish a negligent storage law for firearms, targeting parents whose kids are able to get a hold of their guns. Another topic of discussion is the ongoing teacher shortage, which the coalition says contributes to school threats.
What research consistently shows is the surest way to proactively prevent violence in schools and threats of violence is to build meaningful relationships with caring adults. And right now in South Carolina, too many students are being deprived of those caring relationships because we can't adequately staff our schools.
But as it relates to the latest string of email threats, the group points out that there is no bill targeting an increase in cybersecurity.
This isn't just a state issue. We need some federal action here as well when we start talking about cybersecurity, because it stretches beyond state borders. But I think that equipping law enforcement with additional tools for these kind of cyber investigations of where emails are originating from or where the active shooter calls last fall came from, that would certainly be money well spent.
The Palmetto State Teachers Association says school threats are too often fueled by social media and that there is legislation in Congress limiting a child's access to it. Reporting from the State House, Andrew Fancher, WIS News 10.